Hello everyone, Ron here from RJJ's Reactions and LTL Tutoring Central. But I'm here in the scope of RJJ's Reactions because we'll be listening to Chonny Jash and The Mind Electric. I have to keep track of that because there's the Soul Eclectic, which is coming next. We've already done the Heart Acoustic, so he's playing with these different parts of us in a colloquial way, at least in ways that we often separate the soul and the mind and the heart, which of course in reality we have some very strange ideas of what the heart and soul, if there even is a soul. But nevertheless, I love how he plays with these ideas. I love anything that makes people think, being a private tutor. uh, and I've always loved learning myself, and I've always said everyone should be a lifelong learner, and I don't care whether you're going to academic institution or whether you're doing a lot of things on your own. We should all be learners. We should all be teaching ourselves and learning every day. In fact, one of my books is all about teaching yourself. I'll put the link below. Uh, so it's important, and I like the way that Chani plays with the lyrics and the ideas of heart and mind and soul. I'm not going to be as versed in all of that, the lore and Chani, as many of you are, and that's fine. I'm coming into it as a new listener. I'll do my best. I'm going to miss some things, or I'm going to interpret things differently than maybe others, but there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's far better because sometimes when you have a click, let's say, one one interpretation can take over, and that's not the best, because we kind of want to have various voices and various ideas coming in. So it's always good to see somebody new to a singer, song, lyric, whatever, to see what their interpretation is. I'm talking far too much. All right, we are going to talk afterwards and go through the lyrics as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Super chats are up, so you can make use of those if you like. In the meantime, let's have a listen. Okay, here we are, The Mind Electric, and it really is electric, isn't it? If you're interested in a relatively easy read on the brain, and it's actually called The Brain by David Eagleman, that's a good little book to read, get you started. I studied the brain quite a bit when I was studying psychology and education at the university, and dissected a sheep's brain, not a human brain. Didn't get the opportunity to do that, but there's so many similarities between mammalian brains. But don't ask me much now because I've forgotten an awful lot since then. It was a long time ago. Let's go.
Resident artists, feeble and frail, a scourge to purge, due diligence is all. Silence and outbursts, inaudible wails dictate. He never does as he's told. Fathers of fathers, brothers of sons, deter from being what they know they can. All because heart refuses to run his creature, only resembles a man. Logic is the absolute, his pity parties simply harm me.
Just as that came in, the lyrics became very clear, but I was having difficulty understanding them previously, so it's a good thing we're going to go through them separately. I'm having a hard time hearing them. I'm not sure about the sound. Is it supposed to sound like it's inside our skull? That's what comes to mind when I'm listening to it. So I'll back that up a little bit. We came into a clearer section there lyrically.
My logic is the absolute, his pity parties simply harm me. Chances out and attributes recorded place of mockery. I'm sure it seems from his point of view that I'm a simple, cynical machine, but is it so hard to see the whole truth? I merely seek the soul's pristine.
I like that.
Claim that I enjoy this covering for a torture boy. This slowly cut all his toys, his walls and walls ring
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and it's very chaotic, and it's almost entirely indecipherable for me. I prefer when I can hear the singer's voice, and unfortunately, in this one, I really can't. I hear it, but I can't make any. I can't decipher hardly any of the words at all. So it's not a favorite of mine when that happens. I have to be honest because I have said it in other videos, other singers, I mean, and so I have to be consistent that I do like to hear the voice. So I think the production, it's not working that well for me. It's fine, the chaos, that's okay. I love chaos. I live in it every day in my mind, so that's fine. But I would like to be able to hear the voice better than I can in this so far. Yep, that's good.
It all seemed harsh in all my assessments. We each seek a life left in the light, yet there lies our heart engulfed in resentment, stubborn, pale, a carry outside.
Okay, I think that's the end. I don't want the soap and insurance or whatever ads popping up. It's interesting music, interesting sounds, and that's cool. And I can see leaning back and just listening to the sound almost like an instrumental without the voice. I mean, or as the voice, as a part of the instrumental, but without any lyrics because you can't understand most of the lyrics. For me. Now, maybe it's for younger ears. Maybe younger ears can pick it out better than I can. But then again, when I was younger, sometimes songs like this, although this one wouldn't have been around, uh, he wouldn't have been born yet. I could probably be his great grandfather. But anyway, I always did have some difficulty picking out lyrics. So it's partly my fault, but I do think that it's partly the production. And maybe it's intended that way. I don't know. But I think I'll be perhaps more interested in looking at the lyrics. So let's do that now. We have a bit of a strange glow going on here because it looks like a thunderstorm is rolling in. So the light from the window has adjusted, and I don't have that many different ways of lighting this area. So, all right, The Mind Electric by Chonny Jash. Look who it is, the saddened and weak. It seems those beams of light have caused some glare. Freakish and dismal, hollow and bleak. I could go on, but let's leave it there. So only from what I've heard from you and the first song, I think he's talking about heart here, probably. Saddened and weak. The heart has emotion, has feelings. Resident heart is feeble and frail, so there we go. A scourge to purge, due diligence is all. Silent, sad outbursts, inaudible wails, not walls, dictate he never does as he's told. So emotion gets in the way. Emotion causes all of these outbursts. Um, yeah, inaudible walls can't hear, I guess. Never does as he's told. I guess brain wants to have control. Fathers of fathers, brothers of sons, uh, deterred from being what they know they can, all because heart refuses to run. This creature hardly resembles a man. So, you know, I'm not sure, but maybe because of emotion, you don't achieve what you could achieve. It holds you back because of fear or other of those emotions. And I get that in a way. I know when I was very, very young and suicidal, that I sometimes just wanted to get rid of emotion. I did not want any emotion, and I tried uh, for a while to do that. It's impossible for me to do, but I did attempt to just ignore emotions altogether. And I did it well enough that I did have someone get very upset with me at one time saying, "You have no emotion at all." Not that I'd done anything, they just didn't like that I didn't have emotion. But I did, of course. I was just trying to not have. So I get it. But you really need all of these things going on, and emotion doesn't come from the heart at any rate. But it's a great concept to have for us to understand what's happening. My logic is the absolute. His pity party simply harmed these chances at an apt repute, esteemed regard in place of mockery. So, brain wants just logic, right? And that's what I was sort of saying. You just want logic and what you know what is and nothing else. No emotion, no feelings getting in the way and messing all that up. And talks about heart's pity parties. I'm sure it seems from this point of view that I'm a simple cynical machine. Certainly sounds a little bit like it, but is it so hard to see the whole truth? I merely seek a soul that's pristine. So I guess sort of foreshadowing or leading into the next one, which is the soul eclectic. Um, I haven't heard that one or read the lyrics for that one yet. I come into each one cold, which makes it a little tricky when the lyrics are like this and referring to one another without any knowledge of Chonny previously. But yes, what was I going to say? But it's so hard to see the whole. But is it so hard to see the whole truth? I merely seek a soul that's pristine. So maybe a soul that is not affected by the emotion of heart and messing it up. So listen to me, don't listen to heart. I don't know. I can't claim that I enjoy this covering for a tortured boy that's slowly tired of all his toys. His wiles and woes ring like white noise. And I know it's hard to see my rhyme behind the entropy, but if he'd just once humor me, he'd see we need to live life logically. So is he talking about the heart here, or is he talking about the actual whole person, the whole boy? I think he's talking about the whole boy, but of course, heart is still involved, right? Obviously, because that's a part of the whole boy. And he's saying his wiles and woes ring like white noise. Is that just to the brain? Because he doesn't want to get into all that emotion stuff. And I know it's hard to see my rhyme behind the entropy, everything falling apart. But if he just wants humor me, so in other words, I think if the whole boy would just pay attention to me, brain, and logic, and not that emotional heart, he would do better. He'd see we need to live life logically. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I'm loving the lyrics. I wish I could hear them in the song. It'd be great. Does he do it another time, a different way? I don't know, maybe. But I do love the lyrics. I really, really wish I could hear them in the song. I would hear them better if I listened back more times, probably. But even so, I think I would struggle. I don't know. Just me. That's just me. Don't get too upset about it. See how the heart plays profound. See how he lies, but the depth is insincere. A pathetic thin veneer, all the pain, regret, and fear still resound. Sorry, I keep just about choking. We'll try not to. So the heart pretends to be deep, to have depth, but he says the depth is insincere, a pathetic thin veneer. So veneer, very thin layer of wood on top of a core. I worked in a factory like that. It's not deep at all, not really. It just seems to be deep, but it's a lie. All the pain, regret, and fear still resound. See how his feet miss the ground. So he can't get his feet on the ground. His emotions are just flighty, and ethereal and not real, not structured, not based. And he falls inside a hole they dug for me. So he dug a hole for mine, but his heart falls into it. The kind of irony you'd read in Bible stories. Yes, maybe my existence might be by design, a simple fact that he'll refuse to see. Interesting design. Yes, it's pouring rain out there right now. I'm sure you're not interested, but there you go. Might be by design, yeah. And he mentioned Bible story. So by design of a creator or by a natural design. There's a lot that can go on there. There's a lot you can extract from that. Maybe my existence might be by design. By nature is not truly a design, but a creator would be, of course. A simple fact that he'll refuse to see. Though I seem harsh in all my assessments, we each seek a life lived in the light. Yet there lies our heart engulfed in resentment, stubborn, pale, a kerosite, a kerosite, a kerosite. I'm not sure. I don't know if I ever knew what that was, but if I did, I have forgotten now. So I'll have a look at that in just a second. Um, yeah, we'll have a look at that in just a second. Though I seem harsh in all my assessments. So heart, soul, mind, all the parts, the body, the whole wants to live in light, but mind is accusing heart of being engulfed in resentment, and heart was accusing mind of some of the things that were mentioned earlier as well. So what was mentioned up here? I think there was something up here. Hollow, freak, no, something else. I've forgotten now. It's old age. All right, let me just do a little copy here. No, okay. Ignore that. It's not letting me do it. There we go. Hmm, it's acting very strange. Well, we'll trust Wikipedia here for a second. Acaricites, also known as, who cares, are cells within a nucleus. The most common type are viruses. Okay, there you go. The name is derived from the Greek. Well, we don't need to go on. Are also include viruses. Okay, so it's basically a virus. Stubborn, pale. Yeah, like a virus, I guess. Oops, what am I doing here? Bear with me. There we go. Okay, too much moving around. All right, very interesting. Love the lyrics. I love the sounds in the song and the music. Uh, but I'll leave it there because I've said it too many times. So once again, you already know what I had a problem with. All right. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to those who have. I appreciate all the information, suggestions, recommendations, all of that fun stuff. So keep that going. As I mentioned, super chats are available now, so you're welcome to use those. In the meantime, keep listening, keep having fun. Bye bye for now.